Well, hi, and welcome to the Love Notes Lounge. I'm Cynthia Gregory, editor, curator, and co-collaborator of the Love Notes anthology, which was released earlier this year. And there it is. And today I'm here with Janet Lawson, who is a contributor to the anthology as well as her own published author of Share the Road, The Journey to Autistry. Janet not only contributed her beautiful story to the anthology, but it was also a clip from that actual book. So welcome, Janet. So happy to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm very, very pleased to be here.
Janet, tell me, how did you choose the story you wanted to share in the anthology?
Well, it was a fairly easy decision to make. When I thought about what would be the best example of why I do what I do and what I do, it came to me that there was that one moment that turned my life around and informed the work that I then have gone on to do for the last 20 years. And that was the moment where I entered my son's world. So the chapter that I shared in Love Notes was that moment when my son turned to me and said, "Mommy, you're here, you're in my world." And it is the story of, as an autistic, my son is autistic, and he was at the time about 2 years old, little under 2 years old, and it was late at night, and he had been in the habit of watching Winnie the Pooh late at night because he didn't sleep. Sleep issues and autism go together like, peanut butter and jelly, right? um, so anyway, I had been staying up with him night after night after night, and one night we're watching Winnie the Pooh, and I just decided to take on the role of Tigger and talk back to him. And the look on his face was like, God, Mom is in my world. And we started to communicate using the Disney trope and the Disney, the Winnie the Pooh characters. And all of a sudden, this young boy who had been in that kind of traditional autistic bubble that we think of, where they live in their own little worlds,
Right.
all of a sudden the door opened and Mommy came through. And I was there with him, and we were speaking the same language. Mind you, it's Walt Disney's language, but hey, whatever works. And
Whatever
from
works.
that moment on, we have been so bonded, so close.
Mm,
And
mm.
I've been able to reach in and talk with him and find out who he is in ways that never would have been possible. So,
What a
and that,
glorious story.
yeah, so that not only set me on a path with my son, but
Mhm.
allowed me to open up and meet other autistic individuals where they are. That's what I learned.
And that
Mhm.
became your life work.
That became my life work. And in the last 17, 18 years, I have created a program that began with 4 individuals. We now have over 42, 45 students. We're growing and growing and growing. But
Yeah.
the basis, the fundamental premise of our organization is meet them where they are. They have their
Mhm.
own reality, respect that, help them grow, help them overcome obstacles that are in their way. And it may be those obstacles may be communication inability. It may be
Right.
they need more skills.
Mhm.
Whatever those obstacles are, you try to find them and think of them as obstacles, not as major issues or deficits or impairments. These are obstacles. We all have obstacles, you know.
Living in the age of
I'd be a dancer if
neurodiversity.
I had a different figure and different feet, you know. So hey, so that's what we do, and that's our philosophy. And it has, guys who started with me 17 years ago, many of them are still with me. And it's like,
Beautiful.
wow, I didn't expect that.
Did sharing the story change you, if at all?
Well, going through the process of deciding that that was the one to share
Hmm.
just brought home to me in a very concrete way that this is what we're doing. You know, you work from your heart so much. Often you don't know why you do what you do. You just know you're doing it. And taking the time to reflect about, okay, what was the moment? What what informed my passion and what informed my work gave me the time to reflect. And that reflection has been very, very helpful.
Beautiful. Love that. What's next for you? Is there another book? I have to ask, is there another book?
Yes, I'm working on that now. We're growing now just exponentially. But over the years, I have gathered with me an incredible staff. And I've used that same philosophy of take them as they are, who they are,
Mm,
where they
mm,
are, and respect their talents and skills.
mm,
And because of that, I have a very varied staff that are extremely good at what they do. I've got a professional actor, I've got a professional animator, professional woodworker. These are people who have come with years of experience and a passion for their work and have now included a passion for our population, for the neurodivergent individuals that I work with. And so, yeah, so the next book is about the first book, let me say, the first book, Journey to Autistry,
mm,
the Share the Road, was really about how I came to do what I do. And a little bit of, and then it kind of ends with now I have this great team. Right? That's the end of the first book. The second book starts there. This is that team. This is why they come, and this is what they have to offer. It will be
mm,
more of an anthology in the sense that I want them to write about their experience. And I also want them to write what they've learned, how they work, what works, what doesn't work. So it becomes kind of a manual of things, but we're going to do it in terms of the different departments that I have. We have a theater arts department, right? We have an equine program with horses. We have woodworking, production, sewing, animation, where we partner kind of with Pixar, and these are all professional things. We also have vocation. We have a cafe where the guys are learning to be baristas. I
they're
just got
great.
the building permit today to start the ice cream shop. So we'll have double rainbow ice cream shop. So they'll train on site to be baristas and what I call gelataristas. I didn't know what else to call them. And so we're learning a lot about the hands-on, day-to-day vocational training, but we're doing it in-house. And when I mean in-house, I mean a place where my students, I call them all students, are already feeling comfortable. Rather than
Mm.
taking them and plopping them out into the community that doesn't totally understand or accept them, they're saying, hey, community, you come to my house. I'll make you a coffee. I'll serve you ice cream, but this is my house.
Oh, I
And
love
once they
that.
get, then I'm hoping we'll see where it goes because God knows my plans. I make plans and then end up, turning left and going somewhere else. But that left turn is informed by what my students need and want. So
I
I
love
don't know
that.
where this
So
is going
beautiful.
to lead.
A little more books, I have no doubt. It's like at the rate that you're growing and exploring and creating, it's just one big dynamic process. It's just so beautiful to have a front seat to that. This has been really fun. I'm going to put our connection links in the chat below. And thank you, Janet, so much for being here today and for being a Love Notes author. We'll put links on how to find you, how to find your book, how to
Right.
find my book, and that'll all be in the chat. Thank you so much. And we
Thank
will,
you. I want to add one little thing before
yes, of
we sign
course.
off is one of my next iterations, if you like, in terms of career, I would like to help other communities create Autistry-like places. I have no investment in McAutistries. I'm not trying to franchise what I do, but I want to share. I want to share what works in a community. So if people are thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've got a transition age child and I don't know what to do," and you want to start something, I am happy to consult or go help you. We'd also like the larger vision is to invite the budding staff of other organizations who are starting out to come and train with us for a couple weeks. See what we do, see how we interact. It's all about relationship.
Thank you for being a light in the world. Thank you for what you do. And I can't wait to see what happens next.